I just finished The Silent Companions by Laura Purcell, so let's talk about it. This is a gothic horror novel, and it follows a woman named Elsie who is currently pregnant and going to a home in the countryside of her late husband's. She is dealing with a lot of grief and trying to figure out where her place is in life, but she's also having trouble sleeping at this home. When she finds what the problem is, she wants to get rid of the vermin that she thinks is hiding behind this door. But as she soon finds out, it is not vermin. It is something more sinister. Elsie needs to figure out how to get rid of it, or else it will kill her. Purcell does a really great job of bringing the vibe of gothic literature into this horror story. I think it was fantastically done, and I definitely got the creeps by like page 100 or so when everything was starting to fall into place. But unfortunately, the ending did fall flat. I prefer my stories with horror to have like a good final end and not something ambiguous. That's a little bit of a spoiler, but it's a short book. If you like it to be ambiguous, you might enjoy this a little bit more than me. Besides that, I really did like the timeline. You start with Elsie being in an asylum and her trying to figure out how she got there, why she's wrapped up in bandages, and what's in it for her because she feels like she's being put on the chopping block. And then we follow her a year prior to where she is going to the estate to see off her dead husband. And then we have a third perspective, which I won't get into, but it was my favorite perspective just because it had a lot more occult stuff happening, which I really, really like. I love gothic vibes in my literature. However, I do think if I read gothic horror books back to back, it would be too repetitive. So I'm glad I read this, but it might be a while until I read my next gothic novel. If you've read this book, let me know what your thoughts were, because overall, I did get the heebie-jeebies.